Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the intermediate season. Oh God, what is it? 30 something or other. 29, close enough. Season 29 match between chemistry class and Excited for Christmas. I have Jazz on production and Jolson here casting with me.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Yeah, it's a pretty important match for Excited for Christmas because for them they have to win, I think, both maps to try and get into playoffs. But for chemistry class, I think Jazz put it in an announcement, but they might not make playoffs, but they're looking to end the season strong. And speaking of those teams, why don't you take us through one of those rosters default?
All right. I'll go through chemistry class because I've scrimmed them a little bit and I know the roster a little bit more. We have Kowski and Phoenix on Scout, Blake and Gus on Soldier, Hef on Demo, and Ryan on Medic.
Yeah, and on the Excited for Christmas roster, it's Chief on Pocket Scout, I believe, Space on Flank Scout, Dizzy and Seinfeld are on Soldiers tonight, Pengster is Demo, and Cool Dad is on Medic. What do you know about these teams?
Well, I know Pengster only does rollouts. On his weekends, he'll just sit in a server and practice rollouts for 10 hours a day. But yeah, they're two very strong teams. I think chemistry class is towards the bottom of the leaderboard, coming 9th, with the 10th team disbanding. So they're currently last, but they are an extremely good team. They're an Inter for a very good reason. And Excited for Christmas is in 6th place. And from what I understand, if they do convert both maps, they will get a chance to get into playoffs.
Both these teams are pretty storied and have a little bit of a history as well. Like they've been around. Not every player, but they've been their respective cores have been around for a little while. Like chemistry class, for example, 3 of their players came from Ascension last season that came second in main. So they already have some playoff experience with Kowski, Phoenix, Gus, and Hef. And then obviously Excited for Christmas has rebranded themselves after being previously known as Backbone Daycare, and they have a solid core there as well. After they came, I think, 3rd in main last season. So yeah, pretty strong. In terms of team chemistry, these guys probably pretty strong and pretty high up there. Just might be maybe individual skill or some particular players that might be throwing it for tonight.
Yeah, I definitely feel with the amount of consistency that both of these rosters have seen over the seasons, that the coordination, the team aggression, the bombs, everything that they're doing are just going to be on point. And it might come down to a little bit of DM, or it might come down to someone just making a vac play and two-shotting everybody on the team.
Yeah, what players do you think from across this whole game do you think will be the ones to watch out for who might hit those vac shots or those insane plays?
Well, I know Pankster's a very, very good demo. I've played against him on demo, and it can be a little bit stressful just trying to keep up with his pace. I also think pretty much all of the scouts are really good. I know Kowski and Phoenix can go for some really big plays, and I've also seen Chief go for some big plays. So I would be watching out for the demos and probably the combo scouts trying to get beam and walk forward.
I think I'd say another player to watch out for is Horizon. He's probably the dedicated sniper on the team of chemistry class, and he kind of popped up a few months ago when we had that Isolation Devastation Cup. That was probably one of the big reasons why they got put into Inter, because they beat the admin team on Villa. So admin's got to get one over on them and put them in Inter.
Yeah. I know Horizon was actually playing in Open last season. On Jenga and Nerves team, if anybody knows that team. He's really started popping off. Like, I think he's just played a lot of aim trainer and he's starting to hit all of his shots now.
Yeah, Kovac squad, man. I think another underrated thing, or I think another thing we probably don't mention a lot is like the medic matchup. I've played against like both of these medics, and I've played with Ryan a lot. Ryan is really good, like mechanically, and he's according to their team, like one of their like essential callers. But I think Cool Dad is probably a little bit better mechanically. Like playing against him, he just jukes everything, and you know, as we say that, we got already up, and we're playing on Process and Reckoner. So why don't you take the first mid for Process?
Yeah, I'm going to be watching Pangster for this rollout. I have high faith in his ability to mess up his rollout, apparently. Yeah, Pangster getting to mid slow for the first rollout.
Cast this curse already as Pangster gets to mid with 60 HP. A flying soldier comes in and tries to spoon but doesn't get anything. Looks like the mid fighter started to take a little bit more pace now. There's a bunch of high ground presence. Yeah. A bunch of high ground presence for the blue team, but now they're trying to reset. They've taken each other's sides. Gus has already gone down, so that's their Roma. Chief is just walking forward, eats a bunch of shit, and gets taken down by Hef. Space comes in with a trade frag. It's actually 3-on-3 now. Double soldiers down, but double scouts down for the side of excited for the side of chemistry class. So
Pangster hitting a pipe there to, confirm that frag. They're trying to get out here. Huff is trapped in. Huff is super weak here.
They did not deserve to live there. They were just like trapped around sewer. Yeah, it was like a demo and a scout that was like hugging them into a corner, and then Ryan and Hef just wiggled their way out. And because of that, they're looking to try and recontest mid.
Yeah, refighting in, lots of damage.
Beast
dropping here. The Uber coming out. They're actually picking up kills here, losing some. It's 3v3, heal advantage.
There is going to be a flank coming in soon though from IT. Oh no,
getting right onto the med there.
Seinfeld just directs and he hits another rocket onto Horizon and he beats him, takes him down, gets a 2k, and now it's back in the favor of red team. So like, I don't know. It was really good until they started losing players, because the way Gus started it, he jumped through after he died and instantly got a rocket on, and then Hef sunk a sticky at the same time as well onto the med, and that's what got the drop. But then their messy like team and post fight after just didn't help, but now they're looking to get their way out of second.
Yeah, Excited for Christmas taking second here. They've got around 40 ad, cleaning up a player coming in. This is definitely a usable ad here.
Yeah, something that I kind of realized after playing chemistry class at least is that Hef likes to create a lot of space for his Roma, but then his Roma just ends up going in for a play for no reason. Like, in that case, it kind of worked out because they managed to get Chief, but usually you'll see, like, Hef walking forward, trying to do a bunch of spam, and then Gus following up after and trying to get something with it. As I say, that Ubers does come out, though, from red team.
Lots of damage. Getting a heavy here. Gus getting out. Not too much point play just yet. Bombs coming in. Hef really weak. Hef going down. More point play. Uber coming out, but unable to stop the point. Yeah, just being able to clean up that demo there just allows them to play the point really, really heavily in the post-Uber fight.
Pretty textbook play too. You just kind of take your time, try not to feed players a unit, and then you just pick off players one by one after focus firing.
Pangster fast on this mid. Gus coming in again fast.
Yeah, Gus is already instantly taken down to like half HP, and now Dizzy and Seinfeld are going to double bomb in. They're going to kill Hef right away, and they get Phoenix as well with that follow-up aggression.
Ryan going down, Kowski going, yeah, this is just a wipe. Both soldiers just bombed in there. They gave their lives for it, but they just allowed Pangster to deal a lot of damage, and Chief and Space just stole all the kills.
Yeah, that's kind of a key that you'll see to like the process, like mid kind of play style, where you really have to commit to one side to get anything to work. Like you can't play too slow, but you also can't play too fast if you feed. And that time, like they just had perfect coordination. You had double soldiers bombing in on left. From their perspective, and then you just had two scouts walking across the roof and just instantly shredding everyone, and they just died before they could do anything or muster their own aggression chemistry class. But yeah, now there's an engineer on the side of blue team and a pyro as well. Pyro is an interesting choice, especially because it's Gus on pyro, and he's going to instantly get taken down as the Uber comes through one.
taking the sentry gun down as well, trying to get some point play in here. Lots of point play. Yeah, and then just with that amount of point play, it just allows Pengster and his soldiers to just shoot the point. Blue team are just forced to walk into the spam.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate. It's already 2 up for the side of Excited for Christmas, so hopefully there'll be maybe a momentum swing for the sake of an entertaining game. But, you know, there's a bit of aggression on the side of red team now as they enter mid. They're taking right side, it looks like, this time. There's already soldiers on top. They're getting spammed out. It's kind of an even fight at the moment. No one's died yet, and as I say, that Gus goes down. He does create a bunch of space for his team, though, but Hef does go down afterwards to Seinfeld. He gets cleaned up, but then Dizzy picks up a counter frag with the help of Pengster onto Horizon, and now they're just going to aggress through Choke. They're going to send a bunch of people forward. Dizzy is a bit too greedy for his own good, but Chief picks up Phoenix at the same time, and this time, at least, Ryan managed to live.
Yeah, these mids from Excited for Christmas have just been so dominant. They're just picking up overextending players, and then just rolling with pick advantage, basically. Chief walking into one and just MGing a soldier there. Horizon just unable to pull out the directs in time.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You can't always win those. This is our first kind of stalemate though, so I'm expecting a few off classes. I'm gonna guess Chief will be coming up Sniper. And yeah, there he is.
Chief up on Sniper. Anytime you bot a scout in, you're always gonna get him up and off class. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Well, Phoenix is on Spy. He's probably gonna check. Yeah, he's just checking. But I think something we can talk about while we wait for this Chief Sniper to happen is like kind of the dynamics between some of the scouts. Like we were talking about it earlier, but it's kind of a meme in the like inter community or like the inter and main community. But Phoenix sometimes does have those like bot games. So if he does show up, like they have a chance. Excited for Christmas because Phoenix on his good day can be like a really solid scout. But if you're dropping 69 DPM somehow as flank scout across a 30-minute game, it's not going to be looking too good.
Yeah, he's definitely the sort of player that you'd want to keep your eye on for a little bit. He tends to swing back and forth between just nearly carrying his team and turning his monitor off. But yeah, he's getting a little bit more consistent throughout the season. He's been putting up some good logs.
Yeah, and now he's just trying to hold off the Chief Sniper, which is not looking too well at the moment because Chief is getting a lot of room in 3. He's just free peeking 4 now. They're not pressuring the Sniper until, well, as I say that, they pick up Chief now. Gus does go down pretty low because of it, though, and now they're just going to retake control of lobby.
Yeah, another player getting caught out there. Nicholas going down.
Horizon
going down as well, though. They might opt to try and push this here.
Would be a bit of an ambitious push considering that they're still 1 down. When like you're defending last, you still do have a worse respawn compared to the people who are attacking. So, but yeah, they decide against it now. They're just setting up some forward traps and then they're just going to reset and Chief will be back on Sniper, looking to get another shot in.
At the end of the day, this is an official match and both teams do really want this win, so it's not too surprising to... Oh, Chief still on Sniper and just going down there.
I'm pretty sure Kowski got a headshot on him while he was buff, and then Horizon just spam rocketed him. Gus is going to go for a counter sack now. Gets a nice rocket onto the demo, but can't hit any of the middies. So, yeah, quick counter sack, which is at least good. He tried something to not make it completely boring, but you know. Chief is just going to be back on Sniper as we go into, what is it, like the 3rd minute of this last hold. So, not anywhere near as solid as some other games, but you know.
Yeah, both teams respecting each other here, just trying to
Phoenix
run
just,
with their sniper.
Phoenix just bots into right at 5 and then he tries to take a duel with like 8 people in lobby. Doesn't really work out. Chief is just getting way more space now.
Dizzy going down there. That's a soldier down. They might opt to try and slow this down, not wanting to lose another player.
Well, Horizon does go down in the process, so it doesn't really matter. Chief is just getting so much free room in 5. He's like walking like halfway across last. Doesn't get anything ultimately, but they're not like, I don't know, they're not trying to shut this Sniper down, and I'm not sure what they're trying to do with it. Phoenix is actually on Sniper now.
Yeah, they're just playing their med really close 1 and 2, and then just almost ignoring the Sniper peeks through lobby. Yeah, Yeah, the current position that Ryan is in just means he can't really be sniped by or from anywhere besides 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot better of a position than, what is it, the game you casted last night, where you just have a medic sitting in bunker giving no heals. It's much
Yeah.
more, yeah, it's a lot more accessible for people. Actually, Gus is going to try and sack in for someone, but interesting play considering that they're the one defending and they didn't have any pick advantage. Chief actually does get taken down by Kowski as he's on the counter sniper. Kowski himself is actually probably the best sniper on their team, even though Horizon does snipe the most. So, I mean, if he gets a chance to snipe, he'll probably take it and he'll probably do really well.
Yeah, I know both of those players are really, really good at the sniper, and it is kind of one of those things of whoever gets to spawn first gets to play sniper.
Well, Kowski tried to hero shot and that didn't go well. He has a 20-second respawn. Maybe if they read the respawn kills and they're antsy, they're going to go with it. They actually have all default passes up, so it looks like they might want to trade. Dizzy is in, gets a nice rocket onto Ryan, but Ryan just surfs away. And Seinfeld is trying to pressure from 2 at the same time. He dies because of it. So it's 2 for 1 still.
This
because
is dangerous. Kowski's spawning right now. They could definitely bully off of this.
Gus is actually just going in for a solo play at the moment. He just instantly gets mulched. Actually, they're going to take a bunch of space off this. Horizon finally gets out through 2. Gus... wait, no. Yeah, okay. They're trying to pressure through 2 really hard, but now they're just trying to get out.
Yeah, that looked really, really awkward. Excited for Christmas was so aware that that was pushable. And they were playing all the way back in choke, and then just losing that soldier there just evened out the players, and Excited for Christmas just kind of walked back in. I feel like they're just not working off these ads properly. Like, they're split on what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
One person's sacking and the rest of the team is trying to push.
Chief is on Spy, but yeah, I feel like, and he's committed by the way, but yeah, at least I feel like if you were chemistry class in that situation where you had both of those soldiers down, you would just at least try and go for a trade, even though they're losing. Like, it's still decently early, like there's still around 20 minutes left in the game, but you know, it is a common issue where sometimes even though your team is coordinated, like you have a person that doesn't decide what to do properly. Pengster does actually go down, so they might actually push off this.
The Spy is still on last. This could be a potential backup.
Yeah, I'm still watching the Spy right now. There is no one on last at all. Horizon is there, but he gets... Yeah, he actually manages to get the frag on Chief. They actually trade Ubers outside on second while we weren't watching, or while I wasn't watching.
3 people are just going into last. Yeah, all going down there. Ryan getting the bow kill. Just 2 up now.
Cool Dad does live through that though, so that, well, not anymore, I guess. Caster's curse. I think someone came from behind through IT and tried to flanked Cool Dad, or maybe he was trapped in. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Yeah, I was watching last. I unfortunately didn't see. Gus trying to chase Pengster out, but yeah, Pengster surviving. They have heal. They've got pretty big ad here, and Cool Dad's still not in the battle. They could take middle for free.
If they're not careful, Seinfeld's going to peek from forward spawn and sniper. They're trying to cross now. Yeah, they've finally locked out Seinfeld, and they're going to take mid for essentially free. But they haven't been building very well, though. It's only, well, could be like a 50% ad is now only like 20% actually.
Yeah, Cool Dad is a player who's very aware of Ubers and will tell his combo scout to build, and he'll play back as well. He's a very smart player.
It is a 25% Uber advantage still, which is kind of pushable, but with the way Red are positioned right now, they're getting out. Seinfeld does go die in the process to try and force the med, and it looks like Blue are just going to keep rolling this in. They've not used yet. They forced the Uber first actually, and they're going to keep this in 1 and try and muscle their way through last.
Yeah, the Cap's coming out. The Ubers are exchanged. They're pushing last here. No kills just yet. Ryan going down.
Kowski just gets floated into process, like into the skybox and process last, and then he just craters because of it. I don't know. I thought that was a good Uber until they all ran in a small corridor and died. Like,
yeah.
In terms of timing, it was like okay, but in terms of what they actually did in like post, like it wasn't too great.
Yeah, I feel like when you're able to force a team like that, you should milk the Uber for as long as possible, and then make sure when you do use your Uber, you're finishing it, not in a small corridor that lets spam classes do so much work.
Yeah. While we say that though, there is a huge Uber ad for the side of Excited for Christmas, as Kowski is on sniper. He's watching from, I believe, sewer. He actually finally pops out. He's trying to go for a hero shot at the moment. He's on the demo. Gets a 50 body shot and actually kills Pengster.
Killing the demo there.
Yeah, but that kind of greediness lends to their team losing second.
Cooldown going down there.
Yeah, Horizon with the big play coming in, like, just...
Chief on mid. Chief also going down.
They were just all kind of segregated there. Like, I think Steinfeld was on last the whole time, so he wasn't able to support their team, and when it became like a chaotic team fight, they just couldn't do anything. So Ryan's going to have like a 100% Uber advantage going into second, and what is probably going to be a last push as well.
There looks to be someone joining in IT. He's been cold. Will he be cleaned up? Yeah, he's just trying to get out now.
Yeah, Gus got really low there. Luckily he didn't die, but they're gonna they're in prime position to take it around at this point. They have full Uber ride, they're gonna push through 3, probably, or 4, one of the two, doesn't matter, same shit. They're gonna spot a gun and a heavy.
Yeah, walking through 3 here.
Yeah. They
just
actually
using now.
Yeah.
Uber's much better. Taking down the sentry early, getting a kill. Scout's really low on point.
They didn't get forced early at all, but kind of the detriment to this whole Uber was Hef not having any ammo. He spent half that Uber reloading, and he just couldn't focus fire anyone. Kowski's trying to solo play in, but only gets Chief and nothing else. What did you see, Default?
It was just a complete lack of focus fire. I was watching the hit points on the side of Excited for Christmas, and it just seemed like they all were shooting a different player instead of all focusing one player there.
Yeah, that is kind of unfortunate. Hef actually goes huge though, manages to get 2 picks, and they're gonna delay this red Uber for a little while. They're actually gonna try and push this to get the force, but this might be a bit precarious because they're all far in and they might die for it. They already lose 2, Hef is dead, Gus is already in the respawn queue. Kowski does manage to trade frags, so it's not too bad. They have a bit of positioning on second right now. Horizon does trade with, I believe, Chief in IT, but Phoenix does go down, and Ryan is actually all alone because of this.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan's about to get caught out. Oh, Gus is coming in to make a play. Not getting the kill, but he did make a lot of space for his medic to get out there. You can't chase when you're defending your own medic.
Yeah, I don't think that was trying to make a play necessarily. It was more just a delay tactic, and it worked out because Ryan is still living, and because of that, they have even Ubers. So it's only Gus lost technically for this mid, and they're probably going to be able to hold second, unless Excited for Christmas are really fast and eager to roll with this one player ad, which they probably won't at this point.
Yeah, Ubers are relatively even. I feel like Excited for Christmas are pretty comfortable just holding this point.
Yeah, they're up 2-0. You don't need to do it when you have 13 minutes left. You can just play the way you normally play, just play tight. It's an official, after all, like you said, so you can play as pussy as you want. Yeah, Steinfeld actually gets deaded on in choke as he tries to go for the sack. So, not really sure what Steinfeld off-classes off to usually. I'm guessing a spy. There is a counter sack all the way in. Horizon gets floated in midair.
Yeah, not even making it in. Lots of damage on the demo here. Both demos going down super weak there.
Yeah, they're just trying to really pressure choke because they're trying to hope that Pengster overextends. They're backing off a little bit now though, and Steinfeld actually doesn't come up on off-class, so it might be just another sack wave as we watch. Is there anything in particular you would do on the side of, chemistry class if they want to break and try and get around at this point? There is around 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I feel they need to be playing more aggressive with their sack waves, or they need to be trying something else. Like getting spies or aggressive snipers, but kind of sitting back and just waiting for sacks isn't working. There's 10 minutes left, you're 2 down. As I say that, they're actually pushing in, taking the dry fight. Getting the Uber forced early.
Yeah, this is a solo on
Chief.
Chief.
Now, much better Uber on the side of chemistry class. Pengster caught on point. Pengster going down. Chief going down as well.
Yeah, they're in a really great post position at the moment.
Space going down.
They're gonna float a soldier
good.
Up on the air as well, and Dizzy's about to die.
Weak. Yep.
That's basically a wipe.
Down. Just one up now.
That's
super
literally
weak.
A wipe, actually. Yeah. Kowski's the only one that dies for that, so that was as you say that, you tell them what to do and they fucking listen. So you're in their ear at the moment. They just took the aggression. Instead of doing their own counter sacks, they just realized that they can probably win a 4 and 6 trade. If they just Uber through.
And that's what they need to do. They just need to commit sometimes. coming into second, they've got massive Ubad. Chief is up on Sniper, but this gives them another chance to push into last. Hopefully they can focus call a little bit more now. They milked the Uber really, really well last time, but I think focus calling is much more important, so they might opt to use a little bit earlier just to get that ability to all focus one player.
Yeah, red team at the moment defending don't have the full Highlander setup like we've seen in previous weeks. They only have a gun and a heavy, but that's more than enough to hold last. Horizon does get floated early. They're using this, and they've already faded on left. They're trying to focus players, but yeah, like you said, they're not focusing everyone in particular. Those soldiers just aren't dying because they're shooting at like different people. And the gun is still up as well. They're just gonna slowly back out. Oh no, they're actually recommitting
No,
off this.
they're recommitting to this. They're calling focus on the sentry. The sentry's going super weak here.
They only have one soldier
rocket.
to spam that gun,
down.
yeah. But they're gonna get out actually, yeah. They didn't kill the med.
Super awkward.
Yeah, like if you're not gonna get anything else from that, you at least try to kill the med because their med would probably have soon. Actually, cooldown, as I say, that dies on 97%. They re-aggress at the perfect time, and now they're just gonna try and fight this with heals. There is a bunch of respawns, so yeah.
Yeah, just getting frags there. Pankster going to pick up Hef's sticky bomb launcher.
In terms of like the idea and like the kind of aggression, it was kind of like necessary, and they did most. Like, in terms of recommitting, they did what they could and made the best out of whatever situation they had, but they just got owned by spawn waves, so they didn't really do... Like, they just got owned by their own timing, pretty much.
I feel like that push in, when they had that much ad, was just super messy. Like, you have enough time to peek that sentry, to see where it was. And they used the Uber early, but just... the amount of time it took to take that heavy down is just so good.
Well,
Gus coming in. Gus getting Kudad there.
Yeah, and Dizzy goes down in the process as well. Chief is taking a 1v1 against Phoenix and IT. Actually a 2v1 now.
Pankster holding his W key, going into the combo. Going really weak, going down.
I probably would have hit that if he had Iron Bomber.
Yeah, Space just getting bounced and then finished off by a scout.
It was actually pretty close to getting that. If he was like 2 meters closer, he probably would have gotten a decent shot onto Ryan and made him shit himself and die. Like, yeah, it was, you know, they just won a team fight there. I don't think that was much to say. I think Excited for Christmas did get a little bit eager though. I don't think you really needed to take that fight, especially when you're only 2 up. Like, it's still possible for them to run it all the way to your last and just do it twice. To get those 2 rounds and even it up, especially when there's 8 minutes left. And they can actually push him with the 50% Uber ad now.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that was a confidence call. The Uber coming out here, the Uber getting no kills.
Yeah, they tried to just bomb in, but they got nothing because they were... I mean, Cool Dad, like you said, he's aware of the Uber situation very intently, so he just backed out the moment he saw any person in choke.
Yeah, and it looks like Cool Dad's just calling to his players that they have massive Uber ad coming lower lobby here, just getting prepared for this push.
Yeah, they haven't even used yet. They going all the way through. They even passed IT. They're going to catch out Hef, and they're not even using at the moment. Phoenix and Gus are actually on last, though. They're going to get
this is back cap.
Nice.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I think they sent through 2 players through top IT, and no one cleared it, like, because they sent their whole... Because Excited for Christmas sent their whole combo through lower. So, yeah, their flank coming up huge there, and it's now 2-1.
Yep. I feel like Excited for Christmas had the perfect idea with that repush, but Chemistry class just came out with the back cap.
Yeah, you just need to clear angles.
Fast here.
He does get a solid rocket onto Pankster, gets him down to around 50 HP, but Gus doesn't get the kill, but instead goes behind. So, who knows how baity this might be. Horizon is already in, gets a decent rocket onto the medic as well. Pankster's on 1 HP, Ryan does go down as well. Cool Dad is also down, so it's just a chaotic team fight now. All the HP is really low on just everyone. Kowski's on 20. There's 2v2 right now, Soldier and a Scout versus Double Scout. Space is actually behind. They're gonna try and pincer once they get HP, I'm guessing?
Be able to get a kill here. Neither Scouts are aware that he's on point. Dropping onto point now. Lots of damage. Yeah, going down there. The Soldier's refighting this, but he's gonna walk away from 2 Scouts. It's not something you'd like to fight.
I feel like Dizzy and Space could have easily won that if they communicated where they were and where they thought like their players were. Like, you could have just had Dizzy jump in and just like crap all over the 2 Scouts on point, and then Space just runs in and cleans up. But, you know, it is a 2v2. It's not the most common situation.
It's not, but I felt like that was a little bit unco for what we've been seeing from this team.
Yeah, I mean, 5 minutes or 6 minutes left actually. Even deadlocked even Ubers. This is like the onus is on Chemistry class to actually try a push. Would you take a trade, or would you just send normal sacks in? Like, do you think you would have time to do that?
There are 5 minutes left, so I would definitely start experimenting with some off classes, and if nothing happens in a minute or two, I definitely feel like it's time to kind of kick the fucking bucket and just try and go in for an Uber exchange. As I say that, Gus coming in, getting absolutely levitated by space.
They're not like these sacks from like chemistry class are just not very either coordinated or very well supported. Cool Dad actually eats a bunch of crap. He takes an iron bomb and pipe and goes down to like 9 HP. Unfortunately, it's not enough, but yeah. Actually, that elaborates onto the point that I was saying. Like, they don't really support their soldiers like on these sacks. Like, they're not trying double sacks or anything. They're not doing a bunch of spam. Like, you only had Horizon spamming from Saw when Gus was trying to sack in.
Horizon's coming in here, getting lots of damage.
Or
Cool
drops
Dad
the
going
medic.
down there.
These.
And that was a very nice play. He came out Al-Qaeda just to get the kill there. Space is called out and caught in sewer.
Yeah, they're slowly...
Space is behind. They're not checking for him. Oh, he gets checked. Yep, going down there.
They're trying to muscle their way in, but there's a big IT fight that's going on at the moment. Gus goes down to Seinfeld, and they're going to delay this push for a little bit. Seinfeld's actually going to take another 1v1 and wins against Phoenix.
Phoenix goes down.
Seinfeld literally 2v1 in IT, so they're going to delay really hard. He's actually all the way in. He's getting out, actually. Yeah, that's...
They have massive Uber ad here. This is completely fine to wait for spawns. They can fight this once they get spawns.
How would you perfect this Uber last push? We've seen them fail it, I think, twice now. I mean, is it the same thing? Yeah.
Just focus calls. I need someone on their team to scream who they're shooting at.
Well, maybe Hef is going to be doing it right now. He already picks up the med.
Coolgad goes down.
Yeah.
Heavy on point is really weak.
Yeah, they actually focus call this time, and they managed to pick up 4 frags in the space of 5 seconds.
Yeah, that was beautiful. The demo just came in and got on the medic, and then I could see the demo and the scout both holding their W at that heavy. That was just perfectly played.
Yeah, it's now 2-2, 4 minutes left, or a little bit under 4 minutes left. It's a pretty even game at the moment. Like, chemistry class are making a pretty decent comeback, and as we head into the 5th mid.
Yeah, Gus going aggressive again. Not too aggressive, he's been eating a lot of damage the last few mids. Gus bumming in, getting levitated, going down. Dizzy going down as well.
Yeah, this fight is still pretty even. They pick up Horizon in the process though. He tries to go behind. Cool Dad does go down to Kowski. This is a little bit sketchy right now. Even though they have the heals, they're facing 4 combat classes.
Phoenix is just not eating the beam right now.
Yeah, they just all kind of got separated. Like, oh, that was...
Yeah, like, especially, no matter if you're flank, you need to play beam when there are so few players alive. And Phoenix just walked away from his medic there.
I was like kind of skyboxing and watching that mid from atop, and literally the moment it became a 3v4, like they just all split off and they didn't manage to play beam properly, like you said. Like something that could have been at least like escapable or winnable just turned out to be like garbage. Like they just got segregated and now they get punished for it.
Yeah, it's definitely that experience that is needed on flank to understand that you can't always just go into IT. You need to sometimes play the beam really hard.
I think Seinfeld went in for a sack as we were talking about that. There was slight Uberad because Cool Dad died a little bit earlier. They're actually going to try and dot push
just
that.
walking in here.
Yeah,
Uber coming out.
This is like the definition of a dot push.
Oh, Panks is super weak here. They still haven't used. They're 97%. They have now. Uber's coming in. Lots of damage on Pinkster. Cool Dad caught out. Cool Dad going down.
Gus is actually going to pick up the frag on Pinkster too. That's a 3-player ad at the moment. Gus is walking into mid, gets a frag onto Dizzy as well. So, Seinfeld's actually behind, causing chaos. So it's just Hef and the med alone on second while Gus is on mid.
Yeah, I think Seinfeld actually got both of the scouts post-fight there. Gus fighting him. Yeah, Gus getting the kill there as well. That was beautiful.
He has played a lot of ad process mid.
This looks like ad for the side of chemistry class. With a minute left, they can definitely use this Uber, try and take another round, and if they play it right, even if they mess it up and all wipe, Excited for Christmas just won't be able to roll shore to shore, like last to last again.
Yeah, you could basically say that there's nothing to lose, and Seinfeld already knows that. He's got a gun set up on last before they've even capped second. Chief is already on heavy. He does not give a fuck about second right now.
There's 50 seconds left. They need to be walking forward. I have no idea what they're doing here.
Yeah,
they're not
like,
even in second.
They take forever to spot that there's people not on second. They're just jerking each other off and choke, and now they're gonna take. They only have like 30 seconds by the time they get into last to try and actually push this. Hef walks in and eats a bunch of sticky, so he's gonna be a little bit low for post.
Ubers are even now. This isn't ad anymore. Uber's coming out 3-1.
Cool Dad is just
Cool
not
Dad
afraid. He's just standing in front of people, and yeah, they're gonna. I think it's a safe bet to say that they're gonna hold this.
20 seconds. They're still fighting this. Getting kills
Kasky
as well.
actually picks up Pengster, so that's huge. Demo's
Cool
dead.
Dad as well.
Oh, it's a
Kills going their
3v4.
way.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
That was just so sloppy. Excited for Christmas weren't even in second, and chemistry class was just. I don't even know what they were doing. ADing and joke.
Yeah, like, I think that's a little bit of that inexperience factor, as you said. Like, I think a lot of teams, the moment that they spot that they have an Uber advantage when they're 1 minute down and have an opportunity to win, like, they would actually push that. But maybe they just didn't. I don't know. Maybe they were scared of like a trap or a bomb or something, because they took like a lot of time to clear shit. But it's
And by the time they got through, that not only were Ubers even, they had to rush to last so fast that the time they wasted buffing up on mid was redundant. The buffs had worn off and they didn't have enough time to do it again.
Yeah. I don't know. I think both teams have been pretty even, but like there's been occasions where like chemistry class should have been like I think chemistry class probably have been playing a little bit better. It's just that their last pushes have been quite tragic, so it doesn't really feel like it. That's the thing. Like you feel like a team is doing better, but then when you look like when you reflect back, like they're missing some easy opportunities, and then you kind of realize the bad things that they do instead of the good. But we do have logs up at the moment as well.
Yeah. Hef getting top damage. Getting 10k damage. 338 TPM with Pengster only getting 8k. So Hef putting a lot of work in with these Uber exchanges and mid fights just through damage.
Yeah, we can also probably see that the scouts of Excited for Christmas have been doing a fair amount better, or at least a little bit more work, because Chief and Space have combined for around 50 plus frags. It's not that big of a frag difference for the scouts on blue team, but like the red team has been doing a little bit more. What else can you spot from these logs?
Ryan has only died 8 times and Cool Dad has died 12, but it's even. I feel like Cool Dad is getting called out a little bit more on mids, but he's just playing back. He's so aware of these Uber situations that even when he is dead and he comes up with this ad, his team isn't getting called out because he's calling it.
Yeah, like when you look at the advanced heal stats as well, you can kind of see Cool Dad's experience where he's telling his team to like build as fast as they can. Like even though he has 2 drops, his like build time was 8 seconds faster than Ryan. Like that's a lot. That's a big difference. And even though like they didn't get like a lot more Ubers compared to them, like that fear of like that that ability of getting Uber really fast to just fight and contend in situations where you probably should be losing if the team was faster, like that's huge. I think other things we can spot in terms of like just damage and overall kills. Excited for Christmas did manage to get more kills overall, 96 to 90. They won 4 mids. Like there was, yeah, I think it was pretty even. There were some situations where chemistry class like looked like they were the better team. Other situations where it looked like Excited for Christmas were the better team. Like yeah, it's pretty. It's as even as you could get in my opinion.
Yeah, like we can definitely see some of the dominance coming out for Excited for Christmas on these mids, and I think that chemistry class has to be thinking about this for the golden cap. They're losing all of these mids. They need to try something else.
Yeah, like They haven't been. Well, we
Oh,
get
we've got a
yeah. They haven't been committing on one side very fast, but like they haven't been supporting their bombs a lot. Gus just goes in solo and just like dies in 10 seconds in the mid. So like their soldiers basically are ineffective because they're doing everything segregated and individually. That's hopefully something I want to see them to fix for this mid.
Pinks are playing Riot this time. It looks like both teams are just trying to play Riot here. Pinks are getting lots of damage and just walking forward here.
Yeah, this time Gus doesn't instantly die, and Hef actually manages to pick up the fragment space. They're getting a bunch of picks with this mid at the moment. It's a 2v4. Pinkster is alone with Cool Dad, and they are trapped. Cool Dad dies to the Phoenix
Pinkster
pistol.
Now. Yeah, Pink's getting caught out. Like
this should be around.
That was absolutely beautiful. And then Hef overextended, and he was caught out. And then Pinkster just focused him too hard. He needed to be dealing damage to the players that were in the fight. Like Pinkster was not dealing damage to the players that that the rest of his team was shooting at.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. That kind of one seemingly insignificant misplay just leads to you dying, like your whole team getting pushed back all the way to last with full disad. Like you said, though, Hef did get picked off at that mid, so that did kind of delay them a little bit. They didn't have a scout up that whole time, though, so they couldn't build like they couldn't get that sick build time like they did in regular time. But they're looking to take this one, actually, with this full Uberad.
Uber's coming in one, getting bounced a little bit.
They use super early just to even get into last, and they actually don't have a lot of presence.
Sentry's
they finally
going
get down the gun. Yeah, but they're all the way backed up.
Really
Hef just dies. It's even players at the moment, but there's a bunch more HP on the side of red. Yeah.
Chief going really, really low.
Yeah,
this is messy. Like, I don't understand why they're using the Ubers through one. Like, I understand it might be more comfortable, but it is objectively a worse push. You're not able to see anything, and you're just getting bounced in the doorway every time.
Yeah. And like Cool Dad didn't even die because of that too, because he's like 8 miles away from one. He's pushing in with full Uberad. Horizon does go in for a solo play, doesn't get anything. So yeah, they actually have been building this decently well because Ryan didn't die. They're probably going to have to hold mid if they play aggressively enough. So it will be a 5v6 though in terms of like the mid fight.
Excited for Christmas is fighting this. They're going through IT. It's going to be even Ubers when they walk in. Yeah, walking in using the Uber. Ubers are just exchanged. Pinks are super weak.
Yeah, this post situation might not be very well in favor of the side of red team. There is like
objective going down.
Yeah, there's way worse HP on the side of red, and they're getting cleaned up for it. 3 dies on the side of blue, one no one is. Phoenix does actually feed. 20 health on the side of Cool Dad, but he's like just YOLOing out of there, and he's alive. He's gonna meet up with well, he's not gonna meet up with anyone because Dizzy dies, so it's just him. Surely they just roll into last.
Yeah, the demo's already in last, just trying to stick up those spawns. They're getting in now. Lots of damage on Chief. Chief is going super weak. Just getting arrowed all the way up there.
Oh no, such bad timing again. Hef just has no ammo like in these really important situations because it's just spamming. I don't know if he's spamming the wrong weapon or if he's like just not reloaded in these like in between fights, but like he could have killed that heavy with Horizon. But it just didn't work. There's a soldier already peeking out through one. Seinfeld gets in through top IT and manages to pick off Gus on the flank, and they're going to retake second.
Yeah, Ryan's actually caught out here. He's forced really, really early. Cool Dad doesn't have yet. Cool Dad's on 90%. Pinkster going down. A soldier going really weak. Soldier going down.
Seinfeld is in. He gets a wall shot onto Ryan, and they manage to...
There's only actually 3 up now. I think they're calling just to fight this. They're just full... yeah. No, they're not focusing players again.
And they all came in at different times too. Like Kowski went in like about 5 seconds before Hef or Phoenix did, and then just get instantly owned. Horizon is on the counter snipe as we say this, but yeah, like this is, it's just simple mistakes, man. Like they could be winning. They should have won this map by now, to be honest.
Oh, a backcat!
Holy crap! Gus manages to float up 2 soldiers, but he doesn't get like the double midi on them, sadly.
Yeah, that. I felt like that kind of push was a really, really good idea, but I saw 2 scouts walk in, one of them go for the medic and scout, and then another one go for the heavy. Like, you can't do that. You need to focus.
Yeah. Another similar situation again. They're trying to push in with full Uberad. Horizon is on the sniper to try and hold them off, but it's not really doing well. He gets... The medic actually walks past his crosshair. It's... Cool Dad actually pussy pops to that. Holy crap. Dizzy dies for it as well because he doesn't get flashed.
Ryan still doesn't have Gus going down in the back as well.
I think they're looking to refight this even though they're a player down. They still have full ad. Actually, no, Seinfeld is in. He gets a bunch of damage. Oh my gosh. Pengster was so unlucky there. He was setting up traps while Seinfeld got like 120 damage onto Ryan. If he just spammed one pipe, he would have killed him. But you know, luck isn't always on your team's side. They're actually going to build really fast to try and get... They're probably going to be able to hold last comfortably, maybe even second if they build this in time. It's only a 40% ad at the moment. Dizzy actually dies because he I think he tried to not crater and he just ate a bunch of crap. Hef is actually going to try and take this in really early. Hef is looking to jump with this Uber. Cool Dad does not have yet. He's on 90. He actually gets blocked by the shutter and he's not going to get anything with this. No, he actually drops Pengster in the Uber. And there's a little bit low HP on the side of red team, so this post might not be great. Ryan does die instantly. It's a 5-on-4 situation though. 3 combat passes on the side of 5.
Super weak. Nice.
Yeah.
Getting the kill there. Hef is still alive. He's really weak. Ryan's down. They can still just push this into last if they want.
Yeah, they're going to rush this. Phoenix is on the cap, I believe, and they're just walking in individually again with no HP and not calling anything.
Yeah, Horizon is just in on point while his team is backing out to second.
Oh, man.
I feel like this entire game is just... They're all disconnecting from Discord and hoping that they understand what they want to do. There doesn't seem to be much communication. Both teams just making huge mistakes here.
Like, they're trying to telepathy each other or something when they're trying to push this. Like, they're hoping that whatever comms that they say in their head goes through Discord, but you can't do that. Like, you actually have to open your mouth when you speak. So, I don't know, they're just not... They're not focus firing anything. Cool Dad's Uber does come out. Gus dies for it. They're probably going to be actually able to hold mid because of that force.
Yeah, they're 90% on Ryan. He may want to just wait for the spawner before going in. No, he's pushing without the spawner.
Yeah, Hef doesn't care. Hef looks like he wants to take this bomb in again. He's done it like 8 times and I don't think he's gotten anything from it. They're actually just going to start walking in. Dizzy does go in for the force, doesn't get much off. He only gets 1 rocket onto Ryan and I believe it was Phoenix as well.
They have big ad here. They can just go all the way to last.
I hope
they
that...
need to be going.
We really do hope that they can finally convert this push, but they're taking a little bit of time again. They're on 70% right now. There's a heavy. Gus goes down to a trap. This is still pushable. They just need to actually go and commit.
It's 80%. They're just delaying so long.
They're trying to not go 1 this time.
Now.
Yeah, they come all the way through 5. They're fighting a pyro and a heavy and traps on point, but they're not going to get... Yeah, they just... Again, they take too long. They actually managed to pick up the heavy though, so if they just recompose, they can fight post.
The Uber coming out for Excited for Christmas.
It's still even players. They can at least try to repush this. They have nothing to lose. Hef just gets soloed and focused in like 2 seconds. Horizon manages to keep him away though and just focus and just shoots the pyro to keep Gus alive. Yeah, and it's probably just gonna reset now. Like, oh man.
They're just not playing fast enough for these Ubers.
Yeah. Yeah, like, there's just minor things, like, apart from just, like, pace, it's just, like, minor things like Hef coming into, like, a fight with just no ammo, like, all the time. Like, I've seen it, like, multiple occasions, and I think some other people have pointed it out to me in, like, DMs, like, just Hef has nothing to, like, shoot with when they go in. And not having, like, demo spam to help with your focus fire is just really, like, not good. Even Ubers, though, so I'm expecting a soldier sack at this point. Chief is actually on sniper on the side of Excited for Christmas.
Yeah, this just seems super disjointed. Like, Gus is going in for a sack here, and the rest of his team is just on second. Like, nobody's spamming this at all.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure if it's Gus getting baited or it's just him not calling that he's in. Like, I know, like, I've talked to some of the guys on chemistry class and they only really have 3 people that talk in their team, but, like, if you only, like, you gotta at least talk somewhat. Horizon's actually going in again. He gets 1 okay rocket, like a wall shot onto Cool Dad, actually takes him down to 50, but, yeah, like, they're just not coordinating. Gus is committed on Spy, though. Chief tries to hero shot, gets owned. Yeah, like, if they just have any, I don't know, if they had, like, 20% more coordination throughout this whole game, they probably would have won this without even needing to go to golden cap.
Yeah, I feel like there's just a lack of main calling almost. Like, there's no we're sending in a sack spam now. There's none of that. There's no we're losing ad, hurry up. There's no kind of sense of urgency around what they're doing sometimes.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. I don't think they're going to be setting up the spy play very well as well, because they're just all the way in Spire. Like, they're just hoping Gus gets a solo pick. And I don't think it's going to work out too well, because even though they're not looking, like, if you know that it's this quiet, you're telegraphing the shit out of this play at the moment. I hope Gus proves me wrong, though, because he's in, like, the prime position to stab Cool Dad. They're still not pressuring at all, so yeah. Gus gets
Gus
the
getting
medic.
Cool Dad.
Surely they do not beef this now.
Alright, they've got full ad here. There's no heals. You can push this straight away.
Yeah, there's like no overheals on anyone. The med still won't be up for another like 5 seconds. He won't start healing for a little bit as well. They just need to go fast and core focuses.
The Uber's coming in, getting Chief. Dizzy as well.
This
Getting
looks
2
like
kills.
Pengster
Horizon
is
going down. Soldier
Pengster was
super
on
weak
heaven,
point.
yeah. It's Pengster versus like 3 people.
Yeah, Pengster going down. Cool Dad going down. Yep, that's. Yeah, that was
It was a little bit of a pain to watch, but they finally got there. In the words of Just Jazz, like I mean, he said it in a much harsher way, but we're putting it the PG way. But yeah, like that was they finally won, yes, but holy crap, that took way longer than it should have.
I think now that they've lost this map, Excited for Christmas can't get to playoffs. And I'd just love to give a massive shout out to the ozfortress admins that gave Excited for Christmas a chance to get into playoffs without versing 2 out of 4 of the top teams. Someone that was dictating whatever matches were going to be played turned their monitor off and just threw a fucking dart at the board. Like,
Oh my
the
God.
matches that have been played have been ridiculously stupid.
Questionable Oz4 admin decisions aside, because they have a lot of them. There was a lot of questionable plays on the side of chemistry class before they even got that round. Like, I don't think Back to Bones played bad. It's just like you could only stop a last push so many times. I think the mistakes that happened on the side of Excited for Christmas rather was like a little bit more minor. They weren't way more noticeable than like the 50 beef last pushes that chemistry class had. Like, yeah, even though they lost, like you could probably it's very what is it? It's not unagreeable to say that chemistry class played worse and probably didn't deserve that. I don't know. We can probably have a look at Golden Cap logs as well if that matters. Although that was pretty slow, so who knows what value we'll get out of that.
Yeah, I think we should have a little bit of a look over the logs, but I think it's a little bit more useful to be kind of looking over Reckoner, which is the map we're coming into now.
Yeah, yeah, like this is Reckoner's, new back into the pool. I think it was only in what is it? It was in season 27. It wasn't in season 28. So I think in general, like my philosophy, at least, or like my terms of thinking when I consider like newer maps in the pool, is that soldiers can actually do work even though it doesn't look like a soldier map. Because if you don't watch your flanks properly in a new map, you can just get like molested by people who are just jumping and tempesting everywhere. But I'm not sure if Excited for Christmas or I'm not sure if chemistry class will be able to capitalize on that because their soldiers have been just playing like way too segregated from their team. Like individually, you can only make so many good plays, but they just don't support Gus or Horizon whenever they just do anything.
Yeah, this map has been in and out of the map pool for quite a while. Like I remember playing it in season 18 or whatever it was, and it's gone through a lot of different iterations. It's a really, really well made map, and it does allow for every single class to have their moment, from massive skyboxes and big doors to nice high ground to just put scouts on, and there are quite a few nice places to put some traps. So
yeah, I think Hef will be another big factor as well. He's kind of the driving force in the side of chemistry class, where every game he's just having like a bunch of heals piped into him and doing a bunch of damage. So you did mention it quite briefly earlier, like kind of a lack of main calling. Like I think sometimes the issue you can have with main callers is that they're not aware of what the rest of the team is doing, apart from like the 3 players in their combo. So I think that's what's happening with the side of chemistry class, where they're just like their combo is getting caught up with each other, and they're not really considering what their flank is doing, because I saw a lot of those times on process where Seinfeld or Space would just go behind and just crap all over people in IT. Like Phoenix and Gus would just like stand there and just get owned or like lose a 1v1, and they wouldn't communicate that maybe well enough to their team so that they could help out or catch those players. Like, yeah, I think, I don't know. They got to fix some stuff if they want to win Reckoner, like to really end the season as strong as they can.
Yeah. Playoffs, I don't think are on the table for either of these teams anymore, or on the table for Excited for Christmas anymore. But it would still be a really nice kind of uplifting map to win, just to give them that little bit of confidence. And potentially we might see them again next season.
Yeah, 100%. Probably the Back to Bones team, Excited for Christmas team, is going to stick around in some sort of iteration. Not sure about the chemistry class team, to be honest. If I was playing on that team, I wouldn't be sure either because of how many like beef last pushes happened. But yeah, like in terms of we've been talking about how kind of uncoordinated chemistry class were though. How do you think Back to Bones played that whole game? Like, because even though they lost, like I still think they didn't really choke. Like they just kind of got a little bit unlucky, I guess.
I felt like they played this. The way they played was just. What's the best way of putting it? Unco. They had so many mistakes being made on the side of chemistry class, and they just didn't exploit them enough. Like the amount of failed last pushes and all that sort of stuff. Like when a team fails that many last pushes, you should be thinking, okay, we get second of this, we get mid off this. Like let's get back into this round. But yeah, mistake after mistake by chemistry class, they just kept pressuring Excited for Christmas out essentially.
Yeah, at least in that golden cap, I don't remember Excited for Christmas ever pushing past mid and getting onto the enemy team second. Like they were just somehow managing to lose a little bit of momentum, like along the way at each point they swung across, and they just couldn't put their foot in the door. At least in golden cap, something that I didn't really something that we didn't really discuss a lot in terms of that regular time though was the push that they failed, which forced them to go into like golden cap because they had I think they were 2-1 up, and then they lost. And then they lost around because they decided to push in with like 20% ad, and then Ryan had like enough time to kite and just get Uber and just crush people in post. Like some of those I think there was another one of those pushes. I can't remember exactly how it happened, but like they're getting, even though they're the more coordinated team, and they can probably execute these pushes with like maybe bigger ad, like if it was like 40 ad, like the way that they're trying to do their like dot pushes is just not really good. Like surprisingly they're not going fast enough compared to chemistry class.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like we've seen the best plays from both of these teams. I've played both of them, and I feel both of them have so much more potential than what they've been showing in this official. And that might be just a little bit of the season's over. It doesn't matter as much. Let's just have fun. But we are definitely seeing a little bit of I don't know. I don't want to say worse gameplay than what we normally see. But I know both teams can play a lot better than what they have been.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I've scrimmed both of these teams as well, and they have a lot more on the table to show, and they probably can show it during Reckoner. Like I think I scrimmed Back to the Bone, Excited for Christmas this week, and they performed really well in process against my team. My team is main, so that might not be any good indication, but like they can can be pretty coordinated. And if you're coordinated on a new map, especially where things can get really chaotic really fast, like you can kind of solidify yourself and just, play tight and like just call your focus fires like normal, and then you could just instantly win like every fight.
Yeah, I definitely feel it's something that they can, new map, just take a little bit of a fucking relax, and they can really get into playing a little bit more coordinated and a little bit more thoughtful, I guess.
Yeah, not gonna lie, chemistry class literally have nothing to lose because they've already lost too much anyway. I don't know why they're not playing like aggressive, like because they've been just like not pushing like a lot, or like they're taking their time, like we've been mentioning like throughout process. Like I don't see the reason as to why you would just wait all the time or just play really slow when, like, I don't know, you can push the pace, and if sometimes like if a team just like doesn't, what is it, like they don't aggress as much, like you could just push the pace and you could probably cash them out after time, which is something that chemistry classes are doing. It feels like they're just way too comfortable playing at their own set pace, and sometimes they just get caught out by it.
Yeah, it's definitely it's to the point where only Excited for Christmas had something on the table, and it's not on the table anymore. So I'm hoping both teams are just going to have a mutual agreement to just move as fast as possible and push as much as possible. As I say that, we've got to ready up.
We got baited.
Ryzen unreadying his team. I don't think they had config in play. They unreadied for config.
They broke this thing. Sweet.
Oh no.
Great start already. Already uncoordinated in pregame.
Yeah, Horizon unreadied to talk about config, and then readied up again, and then the config was exec as we were going into the game, which tends to not make the server very agreeable.
Well, hopefully that kind of same miscommunication does not happen actually during the game. As we go into the first mid, who are you going to be watching? Or no, it's not starting even. They're just kind of jacking each other off. Who would you watch in the first mid though when it does actually start?
I'd like to watch Hef on this first mid. It's definitely the type of mid where you can get a lot of early damage, and Hef is the sort of person to shoot 8 stickies instantaneously.
Yeah, his ammo management isn't great as we've been seeing so far, so that could happen. He is intending to roll out through cargo at the moment, so it looks like they're not getting aggressive and taking their side, at least for the time being.
Missing the pack.
Yeah. Actually, as I say that, they're starting to rotate right, so Hef just takes a little bit of time to get there. They're going to catch a soldier out instantly because of this as well. Seinfeld does go down instantly. They've traded sides, actually, so I'd say this is not really good in favor of the red team because they have a player down. Their exit can be cut off really fast. Just a lot of spam being exchanged at the moment. Nothing much really happening. No soldiers aggressing really far yet. Phoenix is getting out, flaring towards the right. The soldier does go in. I think that was Gus. He manages to get out. So both soldiers are actually really low HP. They get taken out by the scouts, and yeah, they get a recoup. I have
lots of damage from Hef. Hef getting 2 kills here.
They actually forced the Uber. Cooldat doesn't actually have.
Yeah,
they're gonna pick.
Yeah, Cooldat going down, not having Uber yet.
And he picks up a 4K, so I think that's kind of justified.
Yeah.
I think that started really weirdly for both teams. Like, after they got that pick onto Seinfeld, they didn't really do anything. And they tried to wait and outspam them, but it didn't work once their soldiers died. But then, because like those two soldiers created a bunch of distraction in space, like Hef just managed to walk forward and clean up a bunch of kills. So, like, a little bit of a back and forth play. But chemistry class finally got away with it. They actually haven't been building too well. They only have like a 40% ad at the moment, which could have been like a little bit higher. But they're still going to have enough ad to push on this. Let's see how they break the Reckoner hold.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those last, which is really, really dangerous for demo bombs, which I think Hef is only capable of doing demo bombs. So if his team isn't coordinated enough to catch him with the Uber, he could potentially go down.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking it through top left. He's actually going to bomb in front of a pyro. He fails the sticky jump. He's going to kill the soldier first, though. They're just getting slammed back by this pyro. Space does take a frag onto Phoenix, and yeah, they just didn't do anything. Cooldat actually goes to 10 HP. He gets sticky sniped by Hef.
Hef going down to the Century.
Yeah. What is like a 2v2 on the scoreboard was like a 3v2 because that sentry was still up. Pankster hits a fat pipe on Tarkowski. But yeah, like, what went wrong on that last push default?
Hef just did not shoot the pirate. He just kept putting stickies at his feet and trying to sticky jump. Like when you're called out like that, there are 2 free kills. Just get those kills, but Hef doesn't want to do that. Hef is just ignoring potential kills.
Yeah, I think it also highlighted something that I talked about like earlier, where it's a very Hef dominant game, like team, and he just didn't really consider what Horizon, Gus, or Phoenix was doing. So that's how Phoenix just instantly dies into a sentry. Like they didn't really take the time to spot off classes either, which kind of hurt them because they walked into like the Highlander setup basically, and they just kind of got owned for it. They're actually gonna maybe pick up the soldier. Seinfeld
They
does
have
get out
Uber,
though.
and they're walking in right here.
Yeah, they have full Uber. They're nearly gonna kill
Sentry
the gun.
going down.
Go down.
Soldier going really weak here. Soldier could go down. Yeah, Soldier going down. The other one is bombing in. Both soldiers going down.
Cool Dad has now, and he's going to defend the point with the Uber's faded now on the side of blue, but they can. Well, I was going to say they could recommit, but Hef dies. So does Kowski. So does Horizon. Ryan is just caught out by himself, and he's going to get laser beamed by Chief. And Chief is hopefully going. Yeah, he picks up the frag onto Ryan finally after after emptying 3 clips. But yeah, like they had the right idea, like walking in, taking a bunch of space with their slight Uberad, but they didn't really do anything afterwards. They kind of just waited for no reason. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't just Uber, like, cut off, like, exits. Like, you knew that they were going to have soon. You just didn't really act on it much.
Yeah, it feels like the pacing is just so... not appropriate to how much Uber they have. They need to be working faster. They've only got small ad. Taking right was perfect, but then they just kind of stood there.
Yeah, interesting to note that Ryan did not heal for about 9 seconds after spawning, so their disad is quite huge. Red is taking this a little bit slow on their side as well. Chief is starting to walk through now. He is going to take this as a fat solo, maybe? Pengster, I do not see Pengster from Cool Dad's point of view. He's just waddling in now. I'm not sure if they realize they have this much ad still. Well, now they do, because they're probably going to push off this pick ad. 2 players go down, Phoenix and Gus, and they're just going to walk through onto point. Bunch of cap time and a bunch of frags onto the side of Excited for Christmas, and they picked that round up pretty easily. Basically showing chemistry class how it's done.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at off classes, but I feel like their setup could have been a little bit better there for the amount of disad that they had. You know, there's no point in grinding when you've got that amount of disad. Just get buffs, get off classes.
Yeah, as we enter the second mid, there looks like they're exchanging sides again. No one has died instantly this time though, so it's going to be just a little bit of a spam battle at the moment. Space does get taken down really weak, but he gets a pack. Horizon is kind of behind at the moment. He's in their cargo. This is still just a giant spam fest. I think it's going to spam out long enough where both teams are probably going to get Uber. There's probably going to be some sort of soldier coordination soon. Yeah, Dizzy just gets floated in the air, but Seinfeld does go in. He fails his jump. Cool Dad actually dies. He drops.
Seinfeld getting heaps of damage in there. Taking down Kowski, getting the Uber Force. Cool Dad is down. Pengster getting a nutty air shot onto Hef. He was Ubered, so it doesn't count.
And Pengster actually taunts
Chief
after Hef dies as well.
Chief taking the 1v1. Chief winning both.
Chief just shreds their team. Yeah, like, they were kind of good until the part where Seinfeld did a bunch of damage and then they couldn't get anything else with their Uber after they got forced. Like, Seinfeld failing his bomb should have been punished because he was just on the floor and he didn't really deserve to live after that. And he wasn't even in a good position to, like, do, like, that much more damage. It's just that, like, chemistry class couldn't do anything with their post-Uber when they did get forced. It looks like mid still hasn't even been captured though. This is a pretty long mid fight. They're trying to re-enter now, even though they're 1 player down, and I'm not sure how this is going to go.
Yeah, really bad health on the side of the chemistry class here. Horizon just playing point here. Bombing over now. Going right into 2 scouts and just getting annihilated. Kowski getting a kill on Dizzy though.
Seinfeld floats up Gus and just shoots him in a depressing room. Phoenix goes down. Hef goes down as well, and Kowski and Ryan.
Oh,
Kowski
getting the
huge.
draw.
Cool Dad just did not want to pop, but I think someone is on the chase for Ryan, but Ryan's all the way out. Yeah, that was a huge play from Kowski. That basically saved them the round.
Yeah, Kowski just getting a nutty 2-shot onto Cool-Dad. I wouldn't have hopped in Cool-Dad's position. But yeah, that was just a nutty 2-shot.
Yeah, can't really blame Cool Dad for not popping there. It was just a great individual play by Kowski. With this full Uber ad, though, they're going to try and take it through second. Hopefully they cap it fast enough and just run it through instead of wasting this ad. Chief is already up on Sniper though, so he's looking to maybe hold off an exit while they come through. Hef is just trying to bully his way in. He's going to get forced out really early as the Uber comes out through Toxic. That was a bit of a questionable Uber. They had enough ad to just rotate through cargo and not get spammed out instantly. Gus actually dies after overextending. Chief gets traded on in return though. But yeah, like as I was saying, like they didn't really need to take like that fight into Toxic, in my opinion.
Yeah, I felt like they just saw an opening, and then after it started closing on them, they just kept shoving through. Horizon in on Cool-Dad, getting really low. Cool-Dad dropping below 100.
Yeah, again, like Horizon did manage to get a decent rocket onto Cool Dad, but none of his team followed up. The moment Horizon went in, the rest of his team backed out. I'm not sure if that was like, I don't know. If you're trying to sack, you'd probably support. The red team Uber does come in though. They only managed to pick up Phoenix, as Horizon was a death from the previous fight. Gus is actually hiding behind though. He is in there Toxic. He is looking to shoot someone on point. He has the perfect angle on them.
Lots of damage, getting Cool-Dad.
Nice. Yeah, beast play by Gus. They're gonna solidify their 100% ad. They're probably gonna be able to hold second, so they're just gonna wait for spawns.
Yeah, with this big Uber ad, you'd just be waiting for spawns here before trying to take mid.
Yeah, and looks like they're doing that now. They're gonna slowly clear through slope, clearing traps and everything, taking their side actually. Yeah, this is a pretty clinical job by them. They're not taking a bunch of spam, they're getting through pretty easily. Horizon does die though. I'm not sure if that was a trap or if it was just spam, but a little bit of a detriment. They still have 100% ad though, it's not that bad. Seinfeld does go in and die. Not sure if that was a calculated sack as well, because I don't think he got a lot of damage off. Phoenix was low HP though, so maybe it was a flank fight. But yeah, they're taking their time though still. Like, Chief is building really hard with Cool Dad, and they are on 70% Uber. Kowski ties to another trap, I believe. So yeah, they probably could have used that ad very aggressively. They had 40 seconds of ad according to STB, but they just decided to take the points, which I guess works. Like,
yeah, 2 points for Uber ad is a very nice trade, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you could be more aggressive, but you know you're one round up, which doesn't really matter. Seinfeld does go in for the force, but doesn't get anything. There is an engineer on the side of red team in space, but that's really it. No other off classes at the moment. Building a gun in the corner so that it doesn't get spotted very easily. A sack does come in. Oh,
Gus actually getting Cool-Dad there.
I literally ult-tabbed the moment that happened. I'm sad. They're gonna walk in. They're gonna walk in.
Out.
Yeah, they kill the sentry gun. They kill Chief instantly.
Getting the sentry. Kills going their way. Space really weak on point here.
All they need is focus fire, and yeah, they get it. Right? Yeah, Horizon manages to clean up the last frag.
Yeah, 1-1, tied up now. Please don't be another golden cap.
A little bit
I
sloppy.
don't think I could handle that.
A little bit sloppy, but they managed to get there. I think they're cleaning up their act on Reckoner, I'd say. Hef is going to roll out through cargo again, undecided on whether or not he goes slope. He is going to slope now, so it looks like both teams are going to trade sides again.
Hef getting a lot of damage early on in this mid, but running out of ammo again. He's just forced to stick here and reload. Hef going really weak here.
Yeah, Hef magnets are direct from, I believe it was Seinfeld, and he's forced out. He's not spamming a bunch. He actually manages to help pick up Dizzy. Seinfeld gets floated in the air. Now they're just gonna hopefully outspam these overextending players. Cool Dad eats a pipe. He gets a sticky as well. Chief goes down as well. Yeah, they're pretty solid.
Yeah, that was a very convincing mid. Space getting called out as well. Yeah, that was just a super convincing mid from Chemistry.
Yeah, I'm finding it very interesting how these moves played out because each time they both trade sides. I'm surprised that no one's committed on their own side and try and catch out people, because if you do that, you're catching out people who are on low ground. Like, it's the easiest spam of your life. But you know, if you're comfortable playing that kind of mid, then you might as well just go for it.
Yeah, Hef pushing in right side. They have massive ad here. They're just trying to walk this all the way in. Using really, really late. No focus calls.
Yeah,
Heavy's
they're not
still not
killing.
dead. Heavy finally going down.
Yeah,
Hef
they
going
only just
really
killed
weak.
Chief. But they do
Hef
have a
going
bunch
down.
of position though. They're walking forward and they're not letting go of W. Horizon is going huge, doing a bunch of damage.
Oh.
Same with Gus. Yeah.
I felt like that was the soldiers. Hef just walked in, tried to stick off the spawn almost, and just did no damage to the heavy before getting caught out and dying.
Yeah, it sounds like they have very different game plans. I mean, it worked, but it's still a little bit questionable. But you know, they got another round of the board. They're kind of in position to, you know, kind of win this whole fixture at the moment. They are up 2-1. They've traded sides again. There are traps instantly on the crate as Horizon jumps and shoots them off. It looks like it's going to devolve into another spam battle. Actually, Red Team just goes aggressive instantly, and they manage to pick up Hef after it. Seinfeld goes down after creating a bunch of chaos. Pangster has the sword out. He doesn't get anything with it though. He's going to get actually not shot because Chief just Kovacs pistols 2 people. And yeah, even though they lose Cool Dad for it, they're going to take mid.
Yeah, full out on the side of Chemistry. Like, they're a round up. There's no need for them to be fighting here.
Yeah, they're going to pick up an
Chief going
overextending
down
Chief as well. Yeah, they're just going to probably buff up. Just wait for those 2 spawns and then get ready to repush mid. This is another 100% Uber advantage onto the side of Chemistry class, so it will be interesting to see if they actually use it aggressively or not. Seinfeld, I believe, is going in for the Force. No, that is Seinfeld. He actually does manage to get it. And it looks like they're not going to get a lot with this Uber at all. Horizon
It looks like they're trying to bully in here. Yeah, Pangster going down. They want to fight this almost.
I mean, they should. Like, they're down a demo. They're not too close to Uber yet. They're already on last, actually. So yeah, they're going to take second for free as well.
This is another one of those awkward positions where Chemistry isn't peaking second, even though fucking Excited for Christmas is already out. Like, it is a free second.
Yeah,
and they were so slow that the refight has come in now.
They probably could have gotten that pick way earlier. Pangster actually dies to a quasi-spam / direct rocket from Horizon. He actually manages to pick up another kill from on Dizzy as well. So it's a pretty even situation at the moment. There are 2 soldiers behind on the side of blue, and they're going to cause a lot of havoc.
Yeah, Excited for Christmas taking a Chariot Scout around through Toxic, flanking the combo and just getting the combo, but going down to all the rest of the players. They can fight this. There's only 2 players up.
Yeah.
5 seconds on another soldier. This is definitely a winnable round.
Horizon dives instantly to the trap. Pinkster just goes huge with a fat pipe on Tarkowski and slams him into the ground, and that is halting their push. Pinkster went huge in that last.
That's just another one of those Unco things. Like, how does one player die when you're trying to commit to a last push like that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. In terms of that like second fight, I thought Back to Bones had it because it's like 2 scouts versus the world, and 2 scouts against like 3 people is still a pretty decent fight, especially when you have Uber. But Cool Dad just decided to not press mouse 2. So that was unfortunate. They still managed to hold last because of Pinkster's big play, but I don't think they should have been in that situation in the first place, to be honest, if Cool Dad used on second. Going to be slight Uber ad on the side of blue team now. I don't think they're going to realize that it's slight ad or that it's even pushable. So they're probably just going to send Sax in.
Yeah, Space was up on Pyro, just prepared to kind of mouse 2 until they got Uber. But Chemistry just not going in there. Not willing to risk it all. Oh, yeah, potentially just unaware.
They're actually going to spam out top left on the side of, from the blue team perspective. They're not going to do anything else apart from that, actually. I thought they were going to set up some 6 spam play. Seinfeld goes a little bit low on the one far side, far right from the attacker's perspective. Horizon actually goes down. I think that was a sack. So, yeah. That's probably going to be...
Space coming in. Space getting lots of damage, taking down Hef.
Yeah, they're probably just not going to wait. They're going to push out instantly because of this.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful play from Space, going for a sack and getting a kill, then just backing up to his team. A sack
Gus-
coming in.
yeah. Gus is
going
in solo.
down.
Questionable. Oh, that Hef actually gets a delayed spawn. That is really unlucky, and they're going to re-push this. Oh, they're going to keep muscling their way into mid. Hef only just comes up, so they're not going to be contending with the demo anytime soon. And yeah, they're going to take mid for free. Wow, that was really unfortunate.
Yeah, Horizon going down as well.
Yeah, they're wrapping them through cargo, and this is a really odd situation. Gus picks off Chief, and like Red Team are just floating back and forth between cargo and Toxic. They use really early, yeah.
Fennec's going
Seinfeld's
down
still
to the
behind.
Uber.
He's just distracted that whole Uber. It's devolved into an even play
Hef
situation though.
getting a soldier there as well.
Yeah, that was a really confusing fight because both teams looked like they wanted to go different places, and like they were just like, you know, like I'm not sure where you're going, I'm not sure where I'm going either. So, like, you know.
Yeah, that was a real chaos. Let's all play MGE sort of fight.
Yeah. Chief does get taken down a little bit low on cargo though, but it gets saved by an arrow. So yeah, it's gonna just reset again, even Ubers, relatively even Ubers. Probably gonna be a sack play from Red once they get.
Yeah, there's only 11 minutes left. But Pinks are going down here. This could be a potential push now. They have ad and a demo pick.
Yeah, it's only slight ad, but getting a demo and hopefully the soldier too. Yeah, 2 down on the side of Red. Gus goes in, creates a bunch of space, dies instantly though. Horizon is going to do the same thing, doesn't actually die for it though. And Red Team are going to get really aggressive with this. They're going to try and force a trade on mid.
Ryan still hasn't used yet.
Yeah, Chief got absolutely nothing with that Uber, and they're just going to walk through, hold W, and try and pick up as many frags as they
Hef
can.
going down
Nope,
there.
yeah, Ryan just drops 2 people. Ryan drops Hef, actually. Phoenix died on the flank, but Kowski's going to walk forward. It's a solo scout, and that's mostly not going to do any work, because you don't have any support with you. Kowski instantly goes down because of that as well. Horizon picks up Chief in the process, but Ryan is getting chased out. Ryan actually manages to live, so that was just really fortunate. But yeah, if they didn't drop Hef, that would have been pretty decent, because Kowski just decided to solo that alone, and you can't really do anything when a soldier's just like blocking you. Ryan actually goes down to space as I say that.
Yeah, this just seems super sloppy, just dropping your demo there. Not much that can be done. You've got full disad now. We're probably going to see some off classes coming up on the side of Chemist.
Yeah, full disad, only a pyro up. A heavy comes up now actually. Interesting that the soldier has gone heavy. Usually you would have 2 soldiers just on most maps because you would want them to bomb point. But they're still deciding to build as well, even though they're not that close. Gus is going to get instantly focus fired. He gets actually arrow tanked, but he does go down eventually. And yeah, focus fires are coming out, Hef goes down. Pyro's still up on the side of Phoenix. Kowski goes down though. Dizzy picks up the mid. It's 2v1, Horizon versus the world, and Horizon does not win against the world.
Oh, it's tied up now.
Yeah, 2-2. Around 9 minutes left. It's pretty even game, again, like Process was. Not as much beef this time, thank God. Yeah, we're going to see another mid fight. This is our 5th mid. Interesting to see if these teams will trade sides again.
Yeah, it looks like Hef is opting to go right. Yeah, they're just trading sides again.
Yeah, and they're going to
Really
repeat what they
aggressive.
did last mid. Yeah, they're going to just crush everyone into a small corner. Hef and Ryan go down instantly. Phoenix goes down as well.
Yeah, just picks going their way. Kowski's the only one left alive and he's been called out. They know where he is. Just trying to escape here with his life.
Yeah, he's probably going to live. But I guess, like, Back to Bones figured out how to counter that mid where you trade sides. Like, it's either you go your side and you crush them while they're on low ground, or you just go way faster than them. And Back to Bones decided to go way faster than them, and it worked. So they're going to walk it in top left from their perspective. No traps at the moment. They're going to come in, try and focus fire this demo and this heavy. They haven't even used...
Cooldown
no, cooldown
dropping.
drops. What the heck? Okay,
Yeah.
they're going to lose another... Yeah, they've lost 3, now 4, and their soldiers are just not going to do anything
It's
after
almost
this.
a wipe here. Both soldiers are super weak. Kalski's chasing. Kalski can get both of them here. Nah. Backs up.
Yeah, Seinfeld and Dizzy managed to get out luckily, but yeah. I don't know how he dropped. I think it was spam. Like, he was... Yeah, like, apparently... It was a pipe, so that is kind of unfortunate. He was probably trying to milk it while he was walking in, but just magnets a bunch of shit. Ryan actually goes down to
flank
Seinfeld.
play.
Yeah.
Uber ad again for red team here. They could
Yeah.
potentially just wait for spawners and then re-push, or they could push now. Chemist doesn't have any heals. They can just bully all the way in.
Looks like they're going to opt for the really safe play and wait for their spawn. So they still will have 100% ad, so this is definitely not, like, you know, a bad thing to do. They're going to slowly take their way through through Toxic, clearing traps and things of that matter, and they're probably not even going to use through. They're probably just going to keep this Uber for last. How would you push this last if you were, excited for Christmas?
I would just shove all the way in left like they're doing now. They use super early. Gus going down. Sentry going down.
Hef goes down as well. Cooldown dies immediately in post. Right, Horizon does a bunch of damage. Phoenix picks up a kill onto Chief. And Kowski manages to pick up 2 as well.
Kowski getting a 4K.
Yeah, he went huge on that last. What went wrong there? Did you see?
The Uber was used way too early. When you're trying to shove in all the way on right side, you really need to kind of hold that Uber until you're close enough to point to use and collapse on the other team.
Yeah, and because of that mistake, they are facing full disad. They are probably not even going to be able to hold mid as well. Gus does get picked off though, so that gives them a chance to hold second. They're building really fast though, so again, Chemistry class are just taking their time. Phoenix goes down as well. They're going to trade actually. Seinfeld does get killed, but they're going to use this Uber through Toxic and get absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Ryan got forced there for a soldier coming in. I think he fear popped for an air shot. I'm not quite sure if it hit or not.
Yeah, I feel like they probably could have pushed that way faster and didn't even have to worry about that soldier forcing them. Dizzy goes down in this Uber. Was that a force or was that an aggressive pop?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I was specking Kalski on point, who got cleaned up.
Well, even after that happens, they're going to take second anyway. They didn't, yeah, Chemistry class didn't even cap mid for all the time that they were there for, and they're going to get punished for it.
Yeah, Chief and Gus going down there as well.
Yeah. Even though they did use, they're going to have, like, it's relatively even. I don't think it's really pushable on the side of blue team, especially when you're coming out of last, when it takes a little bit of time to clear all your angles and stuff. So yeah, it's probably going to devolve into a stalemate again. I mean, there's no real reason to push out at this point. Like, it's 2-2, should be fine. Like, just wait for them to make a mistake, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Playing in an official, not a lot of time left. You don't really want to push unless you're basically given a nice ad on a silver platter.
Yeah, looks like 4 minutes left. We're probably going to get a sack wave incoming and then maybe like a chief sniper or spy or something. So yeah, it looks like they're priming themselves to take lobby at the moment.
Quite a few players on Chemistry class are weak here, trying to get arrows on the flank. No sacks coming in just yet. Ryan is in a pretty safe position here.
As you say that, Seinfeld does jump in and just gets instantly focused because he didn't jump far into them enough. So yeah, they're going to back out onto second, wait until Seinfeld comes up. So yeah, we'll see what off-class they come up. He comes up after. Gus is actually in secret or in under and he's going to counter-sack. But he just gets denied before he even jumps. So yeah, they spot it really cleanly and really fast. And Seinfeld is on spy.
Yeah, he's just sitting in spawn? Or is this a... Yeah, he's actually coming out of spawn here.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what he was doing just sitting in spawn there.
He is committed, and Phoenix is already checking for that off-class, so they are going to know. Just depends on how they're going to counter it. I mean, all you need to really do to counter it is just look like 360 everywhere, but you know, worse things could happen.
He got blinked in lobby. He may have been seen there. His team is just peeking this so hard. They can't be peeking this when he's trying to enter.
Yeah, they're just gonna like draw a bunch of spam into him. Luckily, he does juke that rocket though, and that soldier. He's gonna. Oh, Phoenix actually bumps him.
Scout called him. They're definitely paranoid now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happens when you take lobby. The other team get aggressive to try and spam you out, and it's just so much more difficult to get in as spy.
Seinfeld with the questionable attempt at a soldier pick. Yeah, Gus is going to counter-sack in the meantime. Yeah, I think he just got found out and he didn't really know what to do after, so he tried to just get any pick possible and it didn't really work out. No second off-class onto the side or back to Bones. So they're probably going to take a trade with this actually. Gus is still down. Yeah, they're looking to... Oh no, they're actually just buffing up a soldier to get through. And Dizzy will not get... Yeah.
Cleaned up by traps trying to get out there.
Unfortunate. Still a minute 30 left, so they did have enough time for that sack, but not sure what they're going to do now.
Yeah, it's definitely getting to the point where I would be opting to try and take an Uber exchange, try and get some sort of advantage and take a post-fight. You don't have a lot of time left. You don't have enough time to just grind out these sacks anymore.
Yeah, Gus actually managed to counter-sack, and I think he counter-sacked a little bit too late. Because if you're trying to counter-sack out of your last, you'll have way worse spawns, and because of that, they're going to start pushing him before Gus gets anything set up. They're trying to take it in far right, like they have before. Chief is already peeking his way through. Seinfeld does get picked off to what I believe was a trap. No gun or any off-classes at the moment, so they're going to have a really easy time getting in. They have not used yet. Chief is playing the point already. Cool Dad just dies. And I believe this is going to be another golden cap unless they throw.
Yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate. There's 30 seconds left. Not even worth pushing out of last. Yeah, all of them are just standing on point. That's super awkward. It was going so well until Cool Dad unbound his mouse too. Yeah, this looks like another golden cap.
Yeah, some last-minute attempts at a point play. It's gone up though, and it's not really going to help them much. Yeah, another golden cap, 2-2. Last map of their regular season.
The last official, both maps going into golden cap.
Yeah, how exciting. We should be able to get logs up very shortly.
We have a pause by the looks of this.
What?
No? Oh no. I think every player just simultaneously went AFK to check their logs.
Yeah, pretty understandable. Looking at the logs right now, Space and Kowski had huge games. Phoenix kind of botted out. Ryan actually managed to live way more than Cool Dad. Hef, again, doing Big D. Soldiers actually didn't do too bad this time. They didn't really feed as much. Maybe because it was a slow game, but yeah. What else do you see from these stats, Default?
I just want to point out, Cool Dad has 15 deaths and 5 of them are drops.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, just not pressing his mouse to just either disrespecting the other team or having too much faith in his team.
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. I mean, not really much else to spot from this apart from just how even it was. I don't think anyone had particularly like mind-bending stats like Hef. Even though he did manage to hit 350 DPM, it was kind of expected considering the amount of heals he was taking. He really is showing that he's like kind of the driving force of their team. So he's just going to take beam and walk forward.
Yeah, exactly right. And at the end of the day, the mid fights were super even. That there was 1 kill difference between the teams. Damage is relatively even, and it's really showing in a 2-2 score. Yeah, just super even game so far.
Yeah, probably gonna be a little bit more time between this golden cap and the regular time because it's like nearly 10. Like they're probably gonna take their time, just recompose or something. Probably take a piss or something. Like have a break, have a Kit Kat. I don't know.
I'd be down for a Kit Kat right now.
Yeah, me too, man.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah, the unfortunate pain of 2 golden caps gets everyone tired.
Yeah, I could go for a nap. Oh, both teams readying up. This is actually starting super fast.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have a nap in this like golden cap. Hopefully
No
it's actually
promises.
fast. Yeah. Probably going to see the same thing as we had last time, where both teams trade sides. It will just depend on whether or not Back to Bones will walk forward into them. Pengster actually decides to go his side, so they are not trading sides.
Yeah, they're just going their side and they're attempting to spam them out before they can even get up.
Yeah, Chief actually dies instantly because of that, though. Like, he was not in a great position. Horizon bumps instantly, gets 2, gets Cool Dad, Pengster, actually actually gets a 3rd. And yeah, that was... Looks like we're not going to sleep in this golden cap.
Yeah, Jesus, that was a quick wipe. Chemistry class has a history of completely fucking up last pushes though. So I'm not going to put all of my confidence into them doing this. They just need to buff up and they need to focus call when they come in. If they don't focus call, I will give my monitor a new resolution.
We cannot give them the caster's curse, so we are hoping that they can, I don't know, do something. They are taking their sweet time again. They are letting Chief set up as a heavy fat man Russian. They're really taking their time. They're trying to decide where to go in. Space might actually get caught out though, so that is fortunate for them. They still haven't used yet. As I say that, they pop now. They're going to start focusing 8 different players. Chief does not die yet. He is getting arrow tanked. They have beefed this.
Yeah, Chief going down, Cool Dad going down. They can just play heals and push this.
Now they have not beefed this. They're backing. No, why did you back out?
Yeah, Hef is just leaving here. He's baiting his entire team who are currently in and fighting.
Horizon was like still up and he was creating a bunch of room for them to go through, and Hef decides to just yeet out of there and not do anything. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, Uber Ad still on the side of chemistry class. I would like to say that I did predict the failed last push, but they have another chance to fail another one now. I mean, win another one.
Yep, we're hoping for the good result, not the same result.
Yeah, Pyro and a heavy, same off classes as before. They've only got 40 ad this time. They need to be moving faster.
Yeah, they're changing it up. They went through main to left, and they are still getting pushed back. Hef is not doing anything because of this Pyro. He cannot aim at a fat Russian, and he's not going to get anything. Maybe they're going to get something before Cool Dad. Yeah, Dizzy dies, but they're going to trade. Gus goes down in the meantime, and Cool Dad will have.
It looks like they're just trying to shove in all the way in. Getting a pick here.
Hef dies.
Hef going down.
It's still 3-on-4. They could take the time to use this player out and try and get the force off. Yeah, Horizon's going to jump in solo, and he gets floated by a pipe from Pengster and dies. At least that time they took the time. At least, that occasion they took the time to try and get a sack in. But full Uber ad on the side of Excited for Christmas. It looks like blue team will be able to get, most likely, hopefully, to try and hold this. They're getting ready to back out now, but they should be...
I've just gotten word from Janga7. Apparently, if chemistry class win this map, Salt Free come last again in intermediate.
Ah, the result that we were all hoping for. Well, as we say that, it looks like the blue Uber does get... They're taking a trade and Phoenix dies. Actually, a lot of people die. Back to Bones are just going to walk this through mid properly. They have a 3-player ad. And yeah, they're just going to walk their way in, slowly take the time and shit. Phoenix is still dead, so they might be able to take second. They actually won't. Oh no, they actually will have a chance to take it because Gus dies really late as well. Looks like they're trying to muscle their way in through cargo. Cool Dad dies to a trap. Okay, scratch that.
Yeah, ad again. Chief going unders. Chief looks like he's trying to go for a play. Getting caught out here. He's, just backing out.
Dizzy was really low there as well, so he was
he could be a potential pick, but just like getting forced out and dying, basically the same thing at this point. 100% ad. We've seen them beef a lot of these pushes before, on last, but hopefully they don't beef it on mid. It's a different point, so maybe something else will happen.
Yeah, bullying in through cargo. Soldier getting skybox, going super weak. Oh, just surviving that. Kowski going down.
Yeah, he's on
The
8
Uber
HP.
being
And
used out here. No kills just yet for the Uber. Space going really weak.
they got absolutely nothing, and Kowski is still dead in the process, so this is going to be a full Uber ad in the side of Excited for Christmas. They're
Yeah,
actually going to lose space
going
though,
by.
so that might halt their push. I don't... Seinfeld will go down as well on the flank, so yeah. With this two-player ad, they're probably going to try and muscle through cargo. Cordad does not have yet, though. They might actually... They do
Cooldown
have
has now. Uber's
Yeah.
being used out. Hef
They
getting called
do
out,
manage
Hef
to
going
pick up
down.
Hef. Gus dies as well, and they are getting chased all the way out through under.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to get mid here. They're not overextending.
Yeah, it's kind of just seesawing back and forth. Like, it'll be interesting to see which team crumbles first after this seesaw. There is a 50% ad on the side of blue team at the moment.
Yeah, again, their Ubers haven't been strong. Fennec's actually going down as well. That's not good.
They're always losing someone, like, before these Ubers. They really can't have that. Like, if you're trying to use your Uber, you need other players fighting in post as well. But as I say that, they lose 2 for that. Decent Uber at the moment. They did pick up, like, Dizzy and Chief. They're probably going to slowly walk their way in before Cool Dad gets close. He is on 70% though. Pengster dies.
Pengster going down, yeah.
And yeah, they're going to try and muscle their way through cargo.
They still don't have mid. They can just get completely nailed by these forward spawns if they're not careful. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gus going down. Hef getting
Oh.
a pick.
They only just started the cap now.
Still,
And-
a demo down. This is definitely pushable. No, it looks like they're just slowing this down. They have disad. They don't want to really risk it.
Yeah, they're going to play back at their own choke, and they're going to get ready to get out. Cool Dad does have around a 30% Uber advantage. They're looking to run it through cargo. This is a Chief solo Uber, and he is going to pick off Ryan instantly. He will definitely get Hef as well. That is a huge play by Chief. And yeah, they're just going to keep taking mid. Probably the momentum swing that they need. They're going to start walking through second after this. No off classes at the moment on the side of blue team as they attempt to hold last. This is not that much of an Uber ad though. If they build it properly, they could get it to around 40%.
Yeah, exactly right. We're seeing a little bit of a comeback from Excited for Christmas, but it's definitely a holdable last for chemistry class.
Yeah, hopefully they do not beef it like chemistry class has. I'm betting that they won't, but could be wrong. Cordad is not healing at the moment, so this ad is going to be still... Yeah, it's not going to be 40, it's going to be 30. If they don't kill that med fast, they are not going to have a great time. Cordad just dies.
Cordad drops again.
Jesus Christ.
Scouts caught
Phoenix
in.
picks up a 2k.
Yep.
Pengster dies.
3 down, just soldiers up. Both are in front. One's super weak. And the other one's dewing in lobby. Gets caught out. Kowski missing.
Oh my gosh, Dizzy picks up 2. Hef is dead. Kowski is dead. He is going to try and live. He's fighting Horizon. He's going to lose, but yeah.
Yeah, Horizon's on second. His team need to come out. They were just standing on last.
Luckily, Excited for Christmas did not push that. Otherwise, chemistry class would have been completely boned. But yeah, the most unfortunate thing about Cool Dad dropping was he literally had 2 scouts in front of him trying to clear traps, and Cool Dad decides to, instead of waiting until traps are cleared, to just walk through and clear it with his head. And he eats 8 stickies because of it. So that's his 6th drop for a map, which is incredible. Horizon is going to get taken down to 20 HP. He's going to get forced out of the fight. Hef is
Dizzy
actually trapped in
coming
a corner.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dizzy getting Hef there and the force. Cool Dad has now. They can fight this. They've got a demo advantage.
Yeah, Chief
Horizon
is
going down as well. Ryan.
Was that a
kill
4
bind?
damage?
No, I think that was a kill bind.
That is interesting. Yeah, Chief kind of took a fat solo Uber and well, I guess might work because Ryan has a really decent spawn, but red team are just going to walk it in through second, and yeah, looks like they're going to take this round.
Yeah, lots of play onto point.
They actually buy enough time for Kowski and Phoenix to get spawns. Phoenix is up Pyro. They kill Cool Dad and Pengster immediately.
Lots of damage. Hef is dealing lots of damage here.
Yeah, Phoenix with the Pyro clutch comes
So
in.
just
And,
oh wipe.
yep,
They held that.
that was that was a big play by Hef. He managed to buy enough time for those two spawners to come up, and Phoenix decides to go his main pub Pyro and just reflects everything.
I just want to give a shout out to Ryan there. A suicide binding gave him a good spawn, and they won that because of the heals they had.
Yeah, that was like 200 IQ play. Holy crap! And they're gonna actually, because they managed to kill Cool Dad as well, they're gonna push in with around 50% Uber ad, 40%. I don't know. I can't count. It's really late. I've been casting forever. Yeah, they're gonna walk in through mid. They're deciding to walk directly in, so they're might get spammed out. They're only just taking mid now. They use really back and really early, but they still managed to pick up Pengster, and they might pick up a third.
Oh,
they're gonna
Dizzy.
pick up Dizzy.
Yeah. Red team is going to have for second though, but it's undecided on whether or not they're actually going to stay and commit.
Hef bombing into fucking 2 scouts there and dying again.
Yeah,
Oh
Chief
my
and
god, man.
Yeah, Chief and Space just decide to walk forward because they do not fear a jumping airborne demo.
Oh, Cool Dad getting caught out by Gus.
Yeah, he managed to pick up Space right after he dies as well. So they're probably going to have like a 50, 60 something % Uber advantage. They are still trying to fight second though. They don't have many players. But you know what? They're just gonna take it because 2 scouts and beam. 60 or so, 50 to 60% also add for the side of blue team, which would be great. A great position for any other team, but I'm doubting it already.
Yeah, there are 3 off classes. You've got an NG, a heavy, and a pyro on the side of Excited for Christmas. Hef just needs to stop fucking bombing.
Well, hopefully he listens to your advice, because he's going to play cut demo and walk through really late, double scout Uber through left. They're going to start focusing the heavy and the gun.
Sentry's going down.
Yeah,
Heavy's
they
getting
killed the
focused.
gun
Heavy's
first.
super weak.
They have a bunch of position. Cool Dad is not even
So
close.
much
He's
damage from Hef.
low
Hef is
HP.
dealing so much damage here. They
This
can win this
is-
post fight.
Yes.
Hef just not jumping for once does so much damage for his scouts to clean up on.
Oh man, that wasn't as painful as process. Still a little bit of anguish in there, but yeah, that they finally got it. They managed to end this season strong, winning both maps. So yeah, that was, that wasn't as painful to watch as process. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, that was a really close game. I'm just gonna quickly check the leagues right now just to get confirmation. I think Salt Free have come last in intermediate.
Well, that
Yeah.
is a shocker.
Chemistry class have now overtaken Salt Free. Alright, there you go. They were fighting for it and they won.
Yeah. That is, beast gaming.
Yeah, it was a really close game. The Golden Caps got me a little bit tired, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, a really, really good game to watch.
Yeah, we can quickly have a check at the Golden Cap logs, even though they won't do much. Actually, the one big thing that stands out in that 12-minute Golden Cap was that Hef hit nearly 500 DPM. He did take around 33% heals again, but it worked out. Like you said, him not bombing on last and actually just trying to walk forward and do damage, and playing off his scouts is way better than actually him just instantly dying.
Yeah, he just needs to understand that he can deal as much damage as he currently is without holding his W key the entire time. Just walking in and letting his scouts do so much of the work lets him just do even more work. He's not wasting his stickies on trying to predict where people are going. He's just shooting people. Kowski getting top kills in that Golden Cap, getting 10 kills. It was a 11-minute game, so not a massive game. Cool Dad dropping again into that last. That was a potentially winnable round for them, which can be very heartbreaking, just losing because of an unlucky drop. But yeah, overall a really good game, and chemistry class coming out on top for Reckoner.
We're going to have some quick interviews. What is it? I think 2 players from chemistry class are going to come in. Ryan and Kowski, and then Chief is going to send in 2 of his players from Back to Bones. So yeah, a little bit of a note on Reckoner. I think Cool Dad dropped 6 times. That is probably the thing that lost them. Reckoner. Not gonna lie.
6 times in the standard map and once in the golden cap. So yeah, definitely quite a few drops coming out of Cool Dad there.
Yeah, Hef just had a big game overall, and he did great. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Joining us for interviews, we have Kowski, Seinfeld, and Space.
Hello.
How are you guys going? How was the match? Talk about it for a little bit.
I mean, on the day they just played better than us. I personally didn't think I played that well. Got caught out quite a lot when I really shouldn't have been. And really wasn't effective when I was on the flank, like trying to kill the medic and shit, because he had much better positioning than I thought.
How did you feel about the map from your team's perspective? The matchup, sorry, Kowski.
Going into it, we didn't think much of it. We were just thinking this is our last week, guys. You know, just vibe it easy. But like we decided to sweat the entire match, and it just turned out in our favor. After we got our first point, we all just snapped on. Like it just turned into momentum from there.
Oh, definitely, and because of how well you guys played this match and winning, you guys have now knocked Salt Free into last place.
Very funny. Well done.
I would like to say, Skaz, welcome back.
I think I'll have a quick question for Kowski. How did you manage to beef like 10 last pushes on every map?
Okay, so we haven't scrimmed in 4 weeks.
Yeah, that'd do it.
That's it. That's all. That's it. We haven't scrimmed in 4 weeks.
Not a good sign. From your perspective, Seinfeld and Space, how did you guys like? What were you expecting when you saw them just pushing into last with ad like 10 times in a row and just failing? Like, how are you approaching that?
I mean, maps that are indoors, it's always good to have pyro. That's shown some of our pushes, but especially for Reckoner, because it's really easy to know like soldiers like a demo jumping, which I think happened on one of them. I don't know, I could be wrong. But yeah, it was kind of like, I guess, weird because we've been playing like your team default a fair bit, as well as like other teams that, you know, wait for Uber or just like dot push and shit like that. So it really like, I know it was different, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely feel like our team and Kowski's team plays very, very differently. So that may have been something that may have thrown you off a little bit.
Yeah, I'll have one more quick question before we head to shoutouts. What was the reasoning behind Cool Dad's like 6 drops on Reckoner? Was it just like he didn't want to pop to anyone, or like he just got, you know?
Actually, so tilted from that.
Yeah, I saw one of them, Space. Like you and Chief were just walking through, and you decided to let Cool Dad eat a bunch of crap. Like, what happened there?
We called to use, and I guess we didn't.
Yeah, that's about it, really. Nothing more we can really say. Unfortunate circumstances, I guess, of how it goes.
Well, on that note, we should be wrapping up now and probably get some time for shoutouts now. So let's just probably go down the list from starting with default.
I'd like to give a shout out to my team, Colon Cancer, and then just a shout out to Crud and Lugnuts and all that gang.
I'll save myself for last. Jazz, do you have any shout-outs at the moment?
Shout outs to Is This Highlander in playoffs. Thanks, chemistry class. You know you're gonna catch every single game of theirs on CappingTV. Maybe you won't. I don't know. It just depends if I'm bored or not. Shout outs both teams. Shout outs both Jolson and Default. Thank you for guys being good sports about all this. Shout outs Burnt Toast Gaming. Hopefully you guys won. Hopefully win tomorrow night in Highlander. And as always, shout outs my dad and my girlfriend.
Sweet. Kowski, shout-outs.
Alright, shout out to Ness and Zoe for being the personal cheerleaders of our team. Shout out to Cobra, Pizza, Insight, and Zoe also for. I just got beamed on stream. That's an L.
Sorry. Kowski has Tourette's and I had to. I just had to. Sorry. Go on, Kowski.
Shout out to the entirety of chemistry class. Also, shout out to the Highlander boys for giving me all the moral support during those games. You guys killed it with moral. Like, holy, like, I love you. Yeah, and shout out to the enemy team for just a good game in general. It was super close.
Sick. Seinfeld, shout-outs.
Shout out, guys, this season. Enjoyed most of it, apart from Product, but that's, soldier on Product. Shout out Yukari, Luke Dangs, TG, even though you can't watch because he's got no power. Yes, shout out ozfortress admins for not being retarded. Oh yeah, shout out Jerry too.
Oh, interesting Jerry shout-out.
Unfairly criticised for being dumb, bro, honestly.
I think that's a topic for another time. But yeah, Space, shout-outs.
Shout out to Jane Doe, Ratsoup, Tokahontas, Ants, Adam, Mimu, Tank Drop, and lastly, my team.
Sweet. In terms of my personal shout out to Burnt Toast Highlander and that whole group. Shout out to BP, Harvard Esports, Open Players, whatever. Shout out to Author, and yeah, that should be it. You have just watched Season 29, Week 7 of the Intermediate Division between Chemistry Class and Excited for Christmas, with Chemistry Class taking both maps and forcing Sultry into last again. It has been with me, Jolson, and Default on the mic, Just Jazz on production, and our guests, Kowski, Seinfeld, and Space finishing off for the night. We shall see you guys back hopefully next week with some more playoff coverage and potentially more Highlander team coverage. Yeah, see you guys around.
Bro.